Okay, 8th graders, let's do a quick lesson here on how to diagram the energy transfer with heat energy. This is from your 7th grade year in Earth Science. So let's take something like conduction. In conduction, there's a heat energy transfer. Now let's say you're frying an egg on the pan. What is receiving the energy? Correct, the egg. So the egg is the energy receiver. Well, what is the source then? Now here's where it gets slightly complicated. You're thinking the source is the fire. But is the egg directly on the fire? No, the egg is on the what? The pan. So in order for conduction to happen and the heat to transfer, the pan transfers its heat directly to the egg because that's what's touching. So what is the pan decreasing in? What type of energy? Yes, heat. And the way we write that is thermal energy. Just a fancy way of saying heat. So because it's decreasing, that means that the egg is getting an increase in thermal energy. That's why it's cooking. So there. That's an example of how to do that. You've got your source. You've got your receiver. You're mentioning where the decreasing is happening and where the increasing, and then what it's increasing in, or decreasing, I mean, and what the receiver is increasing. That's how you do it with heat. So now try the other examples there with radiation and convection, and that'll give you an idea of how heat is transferred in the Earth system. This year, we're doing life science, so I want to give you an example, get you started on the life science one, and then you take it from there. Now, when an animal eats something, let's take a rabbit eating lettuce. It's getting its energy from the lettuce, right? So let's start with source, that's supposed to be a C, and receiver. So rabbit eating lettuce, source. Is the lettuce. That makes the receiver the rabbit. Now we have an energy transfer going on, and the question is, what kind of an energy transfer is it? Well, when an animal eats something, whether it's a plant or another animal, there's definitely energy transferring, but there's something else. So I'm going to finish labeling this. Besides energy, it's also getting the matter from what it's eating to break it down and build itself up. So we're actually having two kind of transfers here, and I want to mention them both. So the first one, what kind of energy is it getting from the lettuce? Chemical energy. So it's a chemical and matter transfer. So overall, it's a chemical energy transfer, but I do want to make sure we understand that matter is being transferred as well. And matter refers to the stuff that the lettuce is made of, all the carbons and hydrogens and oxygens, which the rabbit digests and breaks down to build itself, plus other chemicals too. So what is the lettuce losing? Well, it's definitely losing matter because it's being eaten, but it's also it also has a decrease in chemical energy, and that's the stored chemical energy in its sugars that it makes from photosynthesis. And then what's the rabbit gaining? So the rabbit has an increase in matter. It could gain weight if it eats too much. And it's having an increase in this chemical energy, which it can store. Wow, sounds like a battery, huh? So it also is gaining stored chemical energy. So now you try the other examples based on what I've shown you here.